Hello, my name is Ella Dean, and I want to talk to you about my zodiac sign. The zodiac sign is a drawing that I do. I draw people's zodiac for that particular month, in their day, and I put their name or initial in it, and I'm selling it on a picture, laminated picture, and just to iron on, because people wear different size shirts. You can go and get your own shirt, and but they really look beautiful on different color shirts. You can put them on your different color shirts, and the price is only $35 because you have to, I have to go through all the drawing first. I have to draw each individual picture first. That's why I have to give that particular price. Okay, and I'm going to show you some of the different ones I've done in the past. Okay, the first one was mine. Okay, this particular picture right here is my husband's. His is his initial on his is GAD. And this is a person's name. Her name was San, S-A-N, and you can see her name in the shape of the picture. And this one is somebody's initial, A-N-R. See, some of the names are short and some of them are long. This is a person's name, Kelly, and you can see the K-E-L-L-Y in hers. Okay. This one particular one is my son's. His initial, I had to do his initial because his name is so long. G-B-D. That's for Gabriel Brescadine. Okay. This is another one I've done. This is my daughter, K-S-D. That's her initial because her name is too long. Now this one is a person's name, Sarah, S-A-R-A. And you can see her name in the picture. Okay, on this side is a person's initial because their name was too long, so it's C-M-J in their picture. Now this person has the same animal that I have, but I was able to put their whole name in it because their name was short. And you can see D-A-V-I-D, David. Okay, on this side, this person did their initial, K-E-N. Okay, and this one is Aries. This person had to do their initial, their name was too long, A-B-W. Okay, this guy, I was able to put his name in his because his name was not too long. D-A-R-E-K, Derek. And this person's name was a little bit too long, so I had to use initial, C-S-C. This person up here, I had to use their initial. You have to turn this one kind of sideways to see it, but their initial is R-J-W in their picture. Okay, and then you turn it over, and I thought this one was kind of cute because if you wanted to, you could do the last name, but I said, nah, it might take away from the picture. So I just did just their first name, which fit on this fish perfectly. So this person's name, you can tell is Brandon, B-R-A-D-E-N. You can see the whole name. Okay, and let's see who's next here. And sometimes they look a little different because whatever the person's initial is, just the way it's going to look. And this person I had to use DTB because their name was too long. Now this one has the same animal that I have, but their name was too long. So I had to use CID I-K, and it still turned out beautiful. Okay, now here's another one I thought was really cute. Chad, you can just see his name in there. Okay. Now this one is L-O-U. And you see like two people look like they're trying to hug each other or something, but you can see also the letters in there. And that's also initial. Okay, I think I did that one. And this is another one, A-M-Y. This is actually a name, Amy. I didn't have to do initial on that one. Okay, this is another initial, H-R-C. And this is another initial, R-N-E. Now, I love this one. This person's name is Vanessa. And you can see Vanessa in hers because she has one of those unique pictures where you can actually write her name on it. Okay. And this person's name was a little bit too long. I had to use initial, E-F-B. And this person, I actually wrote their name because it was kind of short, K-A-I-S-A. Okay, and oh, this one. This is another one of those unique ones where you can actually write this person's name because it was the perfect picture for her. K-A-I-D-E-N. Now this is a boy's name, Caden. And that was his sister with the same one, but because both of them was born in the same month. Okay, this is Elijah. I was able to put Elijah on this one and not his initial. Okay, this is Davian. I was able to do his whole first name, D-A-V-I-A-N. Okay, on this particular picture, I was able to do Noah, N-O-A-H. So if you have real short names, it's so much easier to do. Okay, and this is all the ones I've done in the past. Now I'm going to tell you about all the arts and crafts you can do with kids. From ages, I would say 3 and up. You might have some kids who are 2 and a half that could do some of this, but I'm going to start with the youngest age first. The youngest age is in this box because you want to do a lot of, and this is from A to Z for the younger age. A is for ant. This is just cut out little pieces, and all you have to do is put glue on the paper, and they can really follow you when you put yours together. And that's for the letter A. Now this one is B. You have cut out pieces, and a child can really watch you put yours down, and they'll know where to put theirs, and it will form a bear for B. And pretty much the same thing for C. You are making a crayon, and the child is following you with each little piece that you have cut out. Now this one is different. This one has a little mouth that opens, and kids love stuff that actually moves when they're making their little crafts. And then you add the little real feathers for the little duck to make it really cute. Oh yeah, and they really love Google eyes. Now this is actually about 3 pieces. You just have a head and a body that cut out, and a yarn for a tail. And then you have your little cut out water pieces, and they pretty much try to copy you, but it doesn't have to look exactly like yours because you're going to know what it is anyway. Okay, and for the letter F, we have the little cut out frog pieces, and I use like a hole puncher to make the little dots on it so it can look kind of real for the kids. And you can put little Google eyes on it too to make it kind of cute. Now this, I love this. This is tissue paper art. You have the picture already drawn, and then you just put a little Google eye on it, and you have your tissue paper already cut out that looks like little fingernails, and then the child just glue them on there, and it makes it real colorful and pretty. Okay, this is the letter G. The letter G is really easy too. It's just a lot of circles. And I like doing this one with the kids because they actually got a chance to make the letter C to make the grapes look like they're shining. And you just have all the other parts just cut out. They just put the background down first, and then they just put a bunch of grapes on there, and it really turns into a cute picture. Now for the letter H, I have 2 of them. This is a hat made from a paper plate. You have the picture drawn on there, and if the child can't cut things out yet, it's a good practicing thing though. You can have the line already drawn around it and tell them where you want them to cut. And it may not be real neat, but they're still learning. And then after they cut it, they can flip it up and they can wear it. It's a hat made from a paper plate. And this is another one that's probably a little bit more difficult. I don't know which one is difficult, but this is also cutouts for the letter H, and you just follow the teacher. Okay, for I, had cutout pieces, and then you can put like real feathers on it. And all the little pieces that you're putting on it is you're really copying the teacher. And it turns out to a cute little puppet on a stick. Okay, this is J, and I like making this with the kids too because it's one of those little moving toys. You have your paper cutouts, you make your little body, and then you have your little circle, and you can put little eyes, and the kid can draw their smile on it. And this orange right here is nothing but a pipe cleaner. You just wrap it around your finger, stick it down in this foam piece of cord, and then it looks like a jack-in-the-box, and it actually moves. Kids really love this one. Now this one is for the letter K, and it has a lot of cutout pieces. You can follow along with the teacher, and you can also have a little kangaroo that you can draw to go down in there. And I have the hands cut so it would fit in the pouch. Now, you have to be someone who can draw these pictures in order for the kid to put it together, because a lot of the kids wouldn't be able to do this. But they can put it together once you draw it for them. Okay. And this is for the letter L, lion. Okay, the lion is did with yarn and a plate. So I took a plate, and you paint the plate, paint it yellow, and then you put yarn all the way around the edges to make it kind of cute and fuzzy and real. You have the body already glued down, and then you're going to put the head on there, and then another piece. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, about 3 big pieces, and the other pieces are kind of small, and it's kind of easy to do because you follow your teacher. Now this one, oh, I love this one. It's a cutout. The child can cut it out, or the teacher can cut it out. But before you cut it out, you have to color it. Color the little monkey. Put little Google eyes on him. And after you get him colored, you get a piece of yarn and put it on the paper, because you have all this other stuff already glued down. And then you just hang the monkey on the yarn, and it looks like he's swinging. And the kids really love moving pictures like that. Now this is easy. If you have pine needles in your yard, you can do this. All you need to do is pick them up and get your little brown piece of paper, and you can cut it like an oval, put it behind it, and then put your little pine needles all around it, and then you have your little cut out paper eggs you can put on top of it, and it can look like a real nest. And that was for the letter N. Okay, for the letter O, the owl, this is done from a paper plate. You paint the paper plate gray, and then you have cutout eyes. You have 1, 2, 3 cutouts for the round part of the eyes. But the little black dots, that's done with the paper hole puncher. And this is really easy too. Okay, this is a penguin for the letter P. Now, he has a little mouth that opens too. It's kind of tiny there. But the way I did this, the reason you see orange on the inside of the black, is you cut a diamond shape. See the diamond? You cut 2 diamonds, an orange and a black diamond. And then you take the orange diamond and you glue it to the black diamond, and then you cut it like a diamond. And then when you get ready to glue it on, you glue one side that has black down, and then it will look like the orange is on the inside of the penguin's mouth, like it's open for real. And then you can just pinch it so it'll look like it's kind of stiff. You pinch it and the mouth stays open. And kids really love stuff like that. And then you put little Google eyes on, and the kids, they can draw the little eyelashes if they want to, and that makes it kind of cute. This is also cutouts. You have to cut in each individual piece out and show them how to put it together. Now, the body part looks like, what do you call it? What do we say? A light bulb. The body looks like a light bulb, and all you do is cut little pieces and put them on the light bulb, the shape of a penguin. Okay. Now, for the letter Q, this is a really cute art. This one is made from, believe it or not, it's a Q-tip, but it's made from a straw, a drinking straw, and it just had cotton on the end of it to make it look like a real Q-tip. And a lot of the kids really like making this because it really looks like you can stick it in your ear. But you know, stick it to your paper. And if you wanted to, you probably could have it where it stands out, but it wouldn't look as neat like it would be on the paper. Now this is the letter R. And this is a paper plate also with cutouts. You have your little circles, and then your little feet and the ears, and the pink. And you could take the same pink paper, so you won't be wasting paper, and make the other colors of the rabbit, and then it makes a cute picture. And the reason I use the paper plate, it makes the rabbit stand out a little bit, kind of 3D. Now this is a nice art. You could do. This is called the snake. You putting it in, the child is learning how to cut. So once they learn how to cut, they can make this snake. But first they gotta paint it first. Paint it all pretty, beautiful colors. And then once you get it painted and cut out, you're only gonna glue the tail part on the paper, because you don't want the snake, you want the snake to move. So you glue the tail on the paper, and then after you hold it up a little bit, you put the little tongue on it and the eye, and then you can make the snake come away from the paper and go back. See, and that's a fun art for the kids too. Now on this one, the letter T. Now this is just cutouts, all cutouts. And all the child has to do is just follow you for the turtle. And then I use the hole puncher for the eyes, because you don't have to use Google eyes all the time. Sometimes you can just use hole punchers and it's still cute. Now this is, you know how you can buy those designer papers with all this little cute stuff on the background? Well, I designed this paper. I drew all these little, what you call raindrops, and then I made a bunch of copies just so I can have a background for my umbrella. And then I took an umbrella, paper plate, painted it, and then I had a cutout construction paper part to go underneath it, and then I put cotton underneath to make sure it doesn't collapse. Or either you can put like a foam or whatever, something underneath so it won't collapse for your umbrella. And this makes a cute little project too, because it actually looks like it's raining, and then you have your umbrella stuck up there. And that was for the letter U. Now V was kind of hard, and so I kind of like had to do 2 things for the letter V. I have the vest, which is made of foam. Actually, I drew the vest, and then I have, and the child can only do so much to this one, and just like put these little items on, and that's just the little dots for the buttons, and the 2 pockets. That's one of the real easy art that like a 2.5, maybe 3-year-old could do. You know, all you do is add the little parts to it, and it'll look like a vest for the letter V. And the other V one is this one right here, the violin. This is just foam and a piece of paper, straw, and what you do with the foam is you get your piece of paper first, and then the hand-drawn picture that you have of the violin, you let the child color it. They color that first, and then they have black yarn to put on there Once they put the black yarn on there and it's dried pretty good, then you could put tape on top of it. The reason we're putting tape on top of it, because when you slide this across it, you don't want the yarn to move. And so that's why there's tape on top of it and it's real shiny. Okay, and once you have your little, what you call, straw ready, and you put a yarn string on it, make sure you don't lose it. And the child can pretend that they're playing a violin, sliding it across, and it won't get stuck on the yarn because we already, taped it down. And that was the letter V. That was a fun art. And that's just foam. Okay, W. And W was kind of fun because I was trying to think of something that would be fun for W, other than, I know people look at that and say, apple. No, apple is not the one you're supposed to be looking at. It's the worm. The worm, I had to give him a home, and so I cut out an apple and put a little hole in it for the worm. But the worm is the main thing that the kids really like. And it's made out of foam. Foam, and I put a piece of the little wood, the little craft wood on the inside so it'll be stiff. Glued it on the inside, and there's two pieces of foam. It's black and green. And you can draw on the green to make your worm look all cute, and then put your little Google eye on it. And the reason that I need it kind of stiff so it'll slide back into the apple until it's home. And that's for the letter W. So don't look at the apple, it's for the letter W. We're looking at the worm. Okay? Am I at the end? This looks like I'm at the end, W. Where's my X? Oh, X is over here. This is X. A lot of people like to do hand x-rays. I wanted to be different. I drew, I think I drew like a skeleton head. That's okay, then we're going to do a skeleton head. And then I made it like a dark, I drew all around it with, made it real dark and everything so it would show up. And then all the child have to do is cut it out from the paper that I had it on. And then once they cut it out, they got to cut around the edges. They're going to glue it onto black paper so it'll look like an x-ray. And once they glue it down and put it on that foam paper for the background, this is foam, put it on that, these are foam posters. I love these foam posters. Once you put it on the foam poster, then you're going to make a frame for it. Okay, the frame is pre-cut by your teacher. You already have your frame and everything ready. And then before you put the frame on it, you got to have your laminated paper. And I love laminated plastic. And so what I did was have my laminated plastic ready and already cut out. And all they had to do is glue that on, glue it around the edges, and then glue the front on, and then it looks like an x-ray. And this is something different. It's not a hand. A lot of people like to use hands. I'm like, no, I want to be different. Okay, and that's for X. Okay, now we need to do Y. Let's see if I can find Y. Do I have anything in here for Y? Let's see. Y. Oh, here it is. Sorry, it's out of order. Okay, here's Y. Y is nothing but a piece of foam. That's all it is. Cut into a circle. And all the child have to do is decorate it. And once they decorate it, put their little stickers, and you put a sticker on it, and then you can use your hole puncher to put little circles, and then get you a little piece of yarn and just stick it on the side, and it looks like a yo-yo. And that's an easy craft too. Okay, the last letter of the bunch is, did I do a C? I'm trying to see if I did the C. I might have to back it up a little bit here because I don't remember doing C. Z. This is out of order, but it's okay. When I was talking about the C's, I didn't pull this one out. I probably did something else for C, like a crayon or something. But this is also for C if anybody want to try it. And guess what? The tongue comes out. And you have to cut this a certain way for the child to make the tongue slide in and out. Because if they put glue right here, the tongue's not going to move. You have to put it on each side and remind the child. This would be for the older kids because little kids wouldn't be able to remember where to put that. Okay, now we're going to end it with Z. Z is one of those fun crafts. Everything's cardboard and paper plate, and oh, it's just lovable. You can have all your cutouts for your paper plate, got your little head that looks like it's going to move, standing out from the plate, and your Google eyes. And this was one of the most fun art of all at the end, because Z was always something hard. You couldn't think of anything for Z. So zebra was the best thing for me. Okay, and I have one more Z one, just a little bit more simpler than putting that one together. And this is a zebra cutout. Actually, it started out as a horse because it had nothing on it. It was just white foam paper cut out. And the child gets to put all this stuff on it. They get to put all the little squiggly lines, and guess what they use to do that? A Q-tip. Black paint and Q-tip, and they just put squiggly lines all over and made it a cute little zebra. And it's really fun because you're painting. Okay, and that was it for the letters. I just done the letters, all the letters. Now I'm going to do the 3D art. The 3D art is Jack in the Box, and believe it or not, this is foam also. I love my foam posters. And what I did was cut all these different shapes out and had the child to glue these together. They got to glue the shapes back together to form a box. And once you have your little box, you have your, before you put it together pretty good, you have the bottom one, you got to have Jack already in it, or he won't be able to move around. You have him already in, and I used, to make him move around, I used those little pipe cleaners again, twisted around my finger, glued him down in there, gave him a little body, and guess what his head is made of? The little foam circles. So you get to decorate the little foam circle with yarn hair, and then, believe it or not, this little thing on top of his head, it's a little tiny styrofoam ball that I mashed into the shape of a hat. And then on the top, if you look at it, that circle there, that's just a piece of construction paper shaped like a circle. And you put it on there, and it's all painted black so it looks like a hat. And so this is really fun for them because they get to draw all this stuff on it. And look, the ears are made of foam, got the little ears that stand out. And this is only paper right here for the hands. And they really have fun doing it because this Jack actually moves. He don't go up and down like the normal Jack, but he still moves. Okay? And this is the Thanksgiving art. And a lot of kids like this one too. You have your background already drawn. All you have to do is color it and paint the bowl. This is a paper bowl. You paint it, and once you get it painted and got all your little pieces painted, you're going to glue the bowl down to the background because the legs and everything are already hanging out. And then you can put little feathers on it, real feathers, and it'll look like a cute little turkey, and you can hang it up. This was one of the hanging up crafts. Okay, this is a cardboard box. And all I did was just color it with a marker. Once I got it colored with a marker, I found my little, what do you call it, music book. Copy the page out of my music book. If you got a music book, copy a little page out of it. All you need is just a little tiny keyboard from your music book. And you can just glue it right on there. And once you get it glued on, it makes it look like a real piano. And then this little notebook up here, I kind of drew that myself, but you know, kids can draw that on there. It doesn't matter how it looks. We know that it's going to be your little book for your piano, plus it's sitting on top of the piano. But you can draw your own. But and I thought that was kind of cute to make the piano look real, to do it like that. And I covered it all in packing tape. Packing tape is my friend. If you see anything shiny on this table, I must have used packing tape. Okay? This is done from all foam. A foam bowl, foam circle, foam cut, foam, this right here part, foam cutout, foam whirl that was painted. Now the only thing that's not foam is this little thing right here, this hole in it right here. This is plastic. This comes from like a milk jug. That's all what this is, and it was hot glued down on it. Now this little stick you see it sticking in there, that little stick is the little sticks that you buy when you cook. And all I did was cut the pointed part off and stuck it down through the whirl. And this is a fun art too. Of course, when the kids did this one with me, their little whirl was a little bit smaller. It wasn't as quite as big as mine, but they still had fun. Okay? This little thing right here, guess what this is? You can look at it and tell what this is. It's a vacuum cleaner. This is made from foam also. And so you see the words on here? That's a piece of paper I put on there. Before I put the paper on, all I did was just colored it, and I typed out the words Dirt Devil so it looked like a real one, and colored and everything, put the little design on it, and put it on there. And then the bottom part on the side, this is just foam. And I took those little, what do you call those little things that you, I don't know what you call them, but you can put things together with them. Look, I guess it'll come to me in a little while. You can put things together that make them move, all those little, oh Lord, what is the name of it? Well, anyway, you can put things together with it and they make them move. Well, that's what I use for this, but I don't want it to move. So what I did, I just put it on, I just made it for a decoration on the vacuum cleaner. And the back part, you see this little wire here that's coming out from the back? That's made from, believe it or not, one of those little wrappers that come off of bread. When you have little toys or whatever, that little wire, that's what that is. And I put tape on it, and I used part of one of these little things right here to make it look like it plugged into the wall, if you can see that. And that's kind of a hard craft. You would have, probably an older child would have to do this one because this is too hard for a little person. Okay, the next craft is a crayon. Now it looks like it's hard to make, but it's really not. All this is a paper towel roll. That's all it is. And you wrap construction paper around it. But before you wrap the construction paper around it, you have the construction paper already cut to the size of the paper towel roll. And then on each end, you go ahead and have your little crayon drawing already on it. And then when you wrap it on there, it'll look like this. And this right here is just type. It's just the typing. And all I did was type the word blue, and then let the person color it, and then cut it out, and then stick it right on there. Now this right here is this tissue paper. What I had to do to make it look pointed is to cut it in the shape of triangles and then hot glue it together. You have to do that part for the child because you don't want the child touching hot glue. Okay, and I have that part already together, and all they have to do is just put tissue paper on it to make it look like it's a crayon, a real crayon. And the same thing for this end. Now, I use foam to fill in this part so it'll look like a real crayon. And there's also tissue paper on that too. And they just kind of like twist it in there, and it makes it look real. Now, they really had fun making the crayon. In fact, when we got through making the crayon, they said, okay, next time, let's make a pencil. I said, okay, let's do that. And so, I got another one. Another paper towel roll. And then I got yellow. Now this one's supposed to have the number 2 on. I guess I forgot to put number 2 on it. But we know it's a pencil. It's the number 2 pencil. But anyway, to make this one, this is foam. I took foam and chisel around it and make it kind of pointed and everything so it would fit in there. And painted this part the color of a pencil, and then painted this part the color of a pencil. And so all the child had to do is just stick it in there, stick it in the glue part that's inside. Believe it or not, this is tape. I know it looked like something else, but it's a special kind of tape. And I really love this aluminum tape. That's what I call it. And all the child had to do was wrap it around it. And then I told them, I said, hey, do you want to make it look real? And they're like, yeah. I said, okay, get your pencil, your real pencil, and I want you to put it on the side and roll it around and make an imprint all the way around it, and then it'll look real. And you keep doing that until it goes all the way down the tape. And then it gave the real pencil effect. And they're like, cool. They really love that. And so this is one of the projects that my kids like too. Making a pencil. Okay? And this is made from a toilet tissue roll. And this is really, really soft hair. This is that yarn. This is yarn, believe it or not. This is soft yarn that you can knit stuff out of. And I used it for hair because kids love stuff that you can really touch. And to put this little person together. And after you get her all painted, got her little feet on her, the arms are just made of it's just a flat piece of paper, and you draw the little hands on the end of it. And you just paint just the hands the same color the face, and then you paint the little strips of paper the same color as what they're wearing. But you pretty much draw everything on there, and then you can put the little Google eyes on it. And that was a really cute art. Okay, this one. I like this one, Monkey See, Monkey Do. The three little monkeys. As you can see, they move, the arms move. And this one says, see no evil. And what do? You can take the little monkey, and this is all foam again with the drawing. All you have to do is have your paper with the drawing on it, already colored and everything, and you glue it on there. But you don't glue the arms yet, because you're going to glue the arms on the other part of the cutouts. And once you get it glued on there, you're going to put it together like this, and so it will move. And you can cover up the eyes for see no evil. Now this one, it moves, and it says speak no evil, and it covers up the mouth. Okay, on this one, hear no evil, and it covers up the ears. And that one moves also. Sometimes the kids will take them and they turn them around just to play with them, and it's okay too. And it looks like the monkey's doing something else other than what he's supposed to be doing. But this is a cute little art too for, I guess, any age, because you're just putting all these little parts in there like that to make it move. So a 2.5 could stick that in there, but you'll probably have to tell them to bend it down at the back so it'll fit and still turn. I put tape on it because I don't want them to take it back out. Okay? And here's another one. Toilet tissue roll. Now this was fun too. This part is nothing but the card stock paper. And all I did was take it and shape it like a triangle comb, so the child could glue it down on the top. And this is foam too, to hold it up, and you have to have like 3 pieces of foam to make it stand up. And I love my aluminum paper. That's all I did was cut a little strip here, and then I cut out a circle for the top so that you can, so it looks like you can get into this little rocket ship. Now at the bottom, all these little things that are hanging out, that's nothing. That's supposed to be the fire, but that is only made of tissue paper, little strips of tissue paper. That's what that is, and that was kind of fun too for the kids to make. Okay, let's go and do this one next. Okay, this is painting again. Kids love to paint. I don't know what it is, but they love to paint. Now this is a bowl, a paper bowl. And I'm also using styrofoam, the little styrofoam posters. I have my cutouts already ready, and all the child have to do is follow me by painting their little bowl. And they have the little picture. These pictures, they come pre-colored, because what I do, I use the paper that already has the color on it, and all you have to do is cut it out and glue it to this paper. And you paint the bowl, and all the other parts, you glue them down on the styrofoam paper following the shape, because I have the shapes already pre-cut. And so the child can easily put it together. And they looked at mine, they'll always look at mine to see how to put it together. And it makes this 3D art. And we really love doing this one. Anything 3D, the child will love it. Okay, now this, paper towel roll again. This part right here, it looks like it has 2 heads, but it really doesn't. All I did was take a piece of paper, shaped it like its little head, like this, and folded around this so that it looked like the little head is attached to a neck. Tissue paper all over it. Took the little ears, cut them out, and then just took a pencil and just made it dark on the inside so it looks like the ears are kind of real. And these little things that are hanging out right here, I guess antennas on the on these giraffe. It looks like antennas. I don't know what those things are called. But anyway, I tried to make those by using pipe cleaners, and rolled up on the end of it, it's tissue paper all rolled up with glue to make the little balls. And the eyelashes is made of cardstock. So this is cardstock, this is cardstock, black cardstock, and this is cardstock. That's the best kind of paper to use for this because you want it real stiff, like the paper towel roll. And then I cut like a circle to put in the top because we don't want his head open, so it'll look kind of real. Okay. Now this is made of foam. And believe it or not, straws again, drinking straws. Okay, and everybody know what these foams look like. Oh, I left them white on purpose because I want you to see what I'm using to put on the end of this. And on the inside, if you want it stiff, it's not going to be stiff, not unless you put something on the inside of the straw. And so what I did was put a stick, those little cooking sticks, on the inside of this straw to make it stiff, so it look like you can actually use it, and you can hit. It'll make a noise, but it won't sound like a real one. See, it doesn't sound like a real one at all. But the kids still love it. They're like, I got my xylophone. That's all that matters. Okay. And on the end of it right here, I had to put something there. You know those little things that you put nails on the inside of it, and to anchor something to the wall? That's what I use. One of those little nail anchors to inside this, to hold the stick inside, glued it in there so it won't fall out. So that's what's on the inside of that. And see, that makes it kind of stretch. See, it won't even bend because there's a stick on the inside. Okay, and look at all the different colors here. All these are nothing but craft wood. You know how you get the different wood? Different size. Well, actually, it only came in two sizes, this side and that side. What I had to do was cut the rest of them a little bit smaller all the way down so it'll fit on my xylophone. And then the kids, they get to paint them, each one. They had something to look at so they know what color was next. And then we put the little glitter dots on it to make it cute. And have you noticed right underneath each one, there's two sticks there. Those are those cooking sticks again. I use a lot of those. I use the cooking sticks to go inside this to stiffen it up, and then underneath here to lift this up so it'll look kind of real. And so kids still play with this because it makes noise, but it doesn't sound like a real xylophone. But it's a nice craft to make. Okay. And get the ones at the back. Now this is a October craft. Everybody knows how to make the outside part, but there's a surprise on the inside. On the inside, what we did before we made this outside, you can mash it down, and on the inside there's a fake candle. If you can look down in there, there's a fake candle in there, and that's just foam, toothpick, and tissue paper. That's all what that is, foam, toothpick, and tissue paper. And it's stuck down in there, and we decorated it, and we stuck it down in there. And see what we did was slide it up in there. See the circle here? We had all this pre-made first, and then we slid it up in there so it would look like a real lantern, so you have your light and everything. And everybody know the traditional way to do this, but I just add something to it, you know, to give it that real effect. Okay? Okay, coming back over here. Now this is made of foam, toilet tissue roll, laminated paper, my shiny aluminum tape, those sticks from the cooking sticks, and this red, guess what that is? That's the kind of paper you use to wrap gifts in, Christmas paper. This is Christmas paper, the red. That's what that is. And this is foam. This brown is foam. That's what this is made of. And all I did was cut each little piece out and put it together in the shape of a drum set. This was really fun. No child has ever made this one yet because this one's kind of complicated. It would take an older child to make this one. This is just one of my little crafts I made when I was doing a little puppet show. And I need something for my puppets because at the time when I was doing the puppet show, and this was like at my church or either where I was working, and I had a little puppet, and I said, oh my goodness, I need something, because on the CD it had something about the puppet playing the drum. So I had to make this so my puppet would look like he was actually playing the drum. So that was fun for me. No child has ever made this one though. Okay, now this one. This looks like you can eat it, right? But you can't. It's an art. This is made of yarn, paint, those little puff balls, what do you call it? Puff balls, painted on the puff balls so it looked like real meat, styrofoam painted to look like bread. And so this was a really fun art too, because I told the kids what kind of paint to use for each level, and you keep putting a different color on there. I think we used 3 different colors. We had yellow, and then we used red, and then we used orange, and we kept using these different colors until we gave it the spaghetti effect. Because in the beginning it doesn't look like spaghetti. Like, is it looking like spaghetti yet? And they're like, no. Okay, let's put another color on there. So we kept going until it looks like spaghetti. And the little puff balls, at first they didn't look like meat. And so we just got a lighter color brown and put some on there, and then it started making it look like meat. So this was really fun for the kids. Okay. And this is made from another one, toilet tissue roll. This is a different type of toilet tissue roll. People don't see these too much. Like if you have a large business and they have different types of tissue rolls, that's where this kind comes from. And all I did was cut out each little piece, have the little hole already pre-made up in there, and the child puts this part, slides that part in. But before they slide it in, I have them to connect this little bucket. This little bucket is made of my favorite tape again, that aluminum tape. And if you look inside the little bucket, there's water in there, but it's not real water. That's just paper covered with my packing tape. I love packing tape. So a lot of the crafts are packing tape. Okay, and then the inside of the well, wishing well, there's water in there too, but not real water. And I used the same thing for it. It had colored paper. You can also use tissue paper. You can have blue tissue paper, cover it around some foam or something, something that will stand up, and then you just stick it down there, glue it down in, and then make it look real. Okay, and this actually moves. The bucket goes down and the bucket comes up. Okay, and this right here is pretty easy. They color the top and then we glue that down. So everything you just kind of like have it already cut out for the child and they can put it together. And this is the wishing well. This is made from a paper bowl. But you do have all your little pieces cut out. And the first piece that you need is the circle. And then you have the child to lay each little piece around the edges of the circle, including the mouth that opens up. You have 2 of the same here. So you got to make sure you have your construction paper ready for the mouth on that one. And you glue it down. You only glue just this part because you want it to open. Okay, after you get all that part done, you have your bowl that you painted, and you glue that down, and then if it looks like it still won't stay, you staple it all the way around, and then you can add all your little cutout pieces on it and make it look like a real turtle. And by the way, this is a sea turtle. Okay, the next art I will show you. You remember those gigantic pipe cleaners you see at the dollar store? Well, this is one of them. This pipe cleaner has the little pipe cleaners wrapped around it for legs, and we made a giant ant. That's what this is. And the tail part is made of foam. And there goes those little balls again. And you can actually move this little ant's head. And there's the little antennas we put on the ant, which is made out of the pipe cleaners. And then what we did for the little part, I don't know what those little things are called. I guess that's the ant's mouth. But we just took one of the little pipe things and cut it real short, made it real short and bent it like a C and stuck it in there so it looks like the little ant's mouth. And then put the Google eyes on it. And this was a real fun art because I don't think I've ever saw anything like this. So this was pretty much made up, and I was looking at one of my drawings in order to do this. And so this is one of the little fun arts of an ant. You wouldn't want to get bit by this. Nothing that large. Okay, this is another one. Foam again. I have a lot of foam around my house, so I don't like, you can tell I don't like to throw away foam. I use a lot of this stuff for craft. I will have it shaped like the little ears. I guess the ears are shaped kind of like the little circles, and you cut the circle on the end and put a little pink dot tissue paper on it, and then press it right in the middle so it'll look like a little mouse ears, and you need 2 of those. Now the head is another piece of foam that was I chiseled to look like that. Well, you chisel it to look like a triangle, really. So, and then you paint the little nose on it. And I know it looks, and you put the Google eyes on it, and then you can draw a little mouth with the permanent marker. You can draw a little mouth on it. Now, the feet, I'm going to turn it up so you can see the feet. The feet are nothing but bent pipe cleaners. They're bent. And you turn them in so they look kind of cute on the little mouse. And then you just take the tail and just kind of swirl it around like the letter S, you know, kind of, and stick it in the back, and it makes it look like a real little mouse. And I like the color white because it just makes it show up better. I wouldn't paint this. Okay, guess what this is made of? Binoculars. The binoculars are made of toilet tissue rolls again, and all I did was cover it with tissue paper. The color for tissue paper. Cover them up individually before you glue them together. And believe it or not, this part right here is not foam, it's plastic. From bottle tops, you know, the little plastic bottle tops that come off of milk cartons and the little juice drinks. Well, I saved those, and then I cut a hole in it, and then I added foam to it. The white part is the foam, and I cut a hole in the foam too, so you can have something to hot glue it to and stick it down in there. So the child actually just does the sticking it in the toilet tissue roll. They do that part, but I have everything put together for them, and all they had to do is stick it down in there so it'll look like a real binocular. Same thing on this end, but I used my laminating plastic paper to make it look like it's you know, like it can magnify some stuff, but it really doesn't magnify anything. And there goes my tape again, my illuminating tape. I love this tape. Looks like aluminum foil. We put that on it so it make it look real. That's all it's for. And then I took another piece of cardboard, covered it with tissue paper, and just stuck it right there so it looked like they're together. And what I do, I hot glue both of them together. The child can do this part, but they can't touch the glue. But you have to put the hot glue on it and let them push it together and tell them not to touch the glue, to put it together, and then it'll turn out like this. And there are holes on the side for the yarn, because you need to put holes on it so you can wear it. And this was a lot of fun too. Now this particular art, paper bow. We wanted this cat to stand out. So this cat is, the picture was already drawn. And I'm like, oh, man, we got to make it look better than this. And so what we did was take a picture that's already drawn for the child, and we put extra stuff on it, like the Google eyes, the nose, the little ears. These ears were cut out, so we just stuck the ears down in there. And we attached it to a plate and put the little stick on the back, and it turns into a puppet that the child can hold and play with. And you can also use this for the letter C. Okay, This one and the other one's less. Now this is one of my fun arts. This is another paper towel roll. Or actually, you could use a tissue paper roll too. But at the time, I think I like cut this one because I wanted it kind of taller. So I cut this paper towel roll to this size, even though you can use a tissue paper roll for the same thing. But and all these little black things are down here. Another, you know those little the foam that your meat come on? They have the yellow, the black, and the white. Well, I cut the black to shape like this and put little pieces. You can make your own little decoration. Put little pieces connected together all the way around for decoration on it. And this is part of that poster again. Just cut into a circle. And if you want to make it look kind of fancy, you can go around the edges with a marker or whatever to make this part show up. And I use that shiny aluminum tape again to wrap around it. And you can also use, you don't have to use aluminum tape. You can also use wrapping paper, the shiny wrapping paper, to make this. Okay, last one, last but not least. People always say you say the last for the best for last. I guess this is the best then. This is a lot of cutout pieces that y'all have to color each little individual person in this nativity scene. And once everybody's colored, everything's cut out, you got to put it together with this foam bottom. And you know what that is? This is poster again. And I have the cut out little manger. And believe it or not, the baby is made of paper too. And what we did with the paper baby, we wrapped it in, you know, the little swaddling clothes we use. Felt. Just cut your little piece of felt and just cover up the baby, and it makes it a cute little baby to go in the manger. And then you can put like a star sticker at the top. Now all this little yellow stuff around here that looks like hay, that's nothing but shredded paper. You can make that yourself, or you can go and buy it at the dollar store, the little shredded paper. But I thought maybe it was kind of cute to use the little shredded paper, so you know, make everything look kind of real. But this is the last art, so these are all the arts that different age kids can do. So I hope you enjoyed each and every artwork, because it was really fun for me.